Okay, everyone, it's time to start sharing... Wait. Something's wrong. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. This isn't my home. Where am I? This isn't what I look like. Today we're going to talk about Doki Doki Literature Club, a psychological horror game disguised as a cute, girly visual novel. And since this is a horror game, there's going to be discussions of some pretty unsettling things like self-harm, suicidal thoughts, actual suicide, depression, and just a bunch of bad stuff in general. And obviously spoilers for the game, because I'm just going to talk about everything that comes to mind. Also, my channel is not for kids, so if you're under 18, please go away. With that all out of the way, let's start talking about the game. So in Doki Doki Literature Club, you play as a high school boy pressured into joining the literature club by his childhood best friend Sayori. It also doesn't hurt that the club is full of cute girls. He literally says that this club is full of cute girls. Like, he's a complete dork. And he's kind of an asshole sometimes, but he's not malicious in being kind of an asshole mostly to Sayori. Because they're like childhood friends, like they've known each other forever, so he's kind of more comfortable being kind of like rude to her. And a lot of people hate the protagonist. I kind of do at some points, but I don't think he's worth hating the entire game, because at the end of the day, he's like an 18-year-old boy. Like, most 18-year-olds aren't the most emotionally mature. Speaking from experience, I've been 18. I know it sucks. But yeah, he doesn't really want to join the literature club. But then like everyone gets sad when he says like he doesn't want to join it. So then he's like, okay, I guess I'll join the literature club. And then the rest of the game is you, the player, trying to get close to whichever girl you like the most. Definitely nothing else happening. Okay, I'm just fucking with you. You know if you've played Doki Doki, or if you've seen a playthrough, if you've even heard of it, you know what really goes on. So in reality, it starts out as that you trying to, win the affections of the girl you like the most. But things start to go a little downhill the longer you play. And it starts with you visiting Sayori and her confessing to you that she's struggling with depression and self-loathing, and it's really fucking sad. I cried when I first played the game. I cried a lot at this game. It's rough. But that's when things start to kind of get a little funky, at least like noticeably. There's already some kind of weirdness, but it's not like conspicuous or like something that would make you like kind of question what's going on. And so after Sayori like tells you about her struggles, you end up going on a date with one of the other girls, either Yuri or Natsuki. I picked Natsuki my first time playing, because I had seen playthroughs before, and in every playthrough I saw, they always picked Yuri, and I was really curious about what Natsuki's date was, and I actually ended up liking it more than Yuri's, but I think that's just because I like Natsuki more than Yuri, but that's just my opinion. The polls seem to agree with me though, which I actually feel very vindicated by. Thank you. Anyway, but after your date, you're about to get a kiss from whichever girl you were on your date with, when Sayori shows up, and she's like on the verge of tears, and then she ends up telling you that she likes you more than you like her, or at least that's what she thinks. And then you're faced with the worst possible choice to make, and you have to either tell her that you'll always be her dear friend, or that you love her too. And neither option is good. Because on one hand, you're rejecting her when she's in an incredibly fragile emotional state, and then on the other hand, you're lying to her about wanting to be her boyfriend, because the player doesn't really seem to view her that way. Ever. Especially because, he was just on a date with somebody else and was about to kiss them. And even if he wasn't lying, like, the last thing she needs right now is a romantic relationship. She's not ready for that. Because, like, she's constantly talking about how she really hates when people care about her and it makes her uncomfortable. So, like, there's no good option here, and it doesn't really matter because the next day you go into the club room and she's not there. So you ask Monica, like, hey, what's up with where's Sayori? And she's like, oh, I don't know, you kind of left her hanging yesterday though. And so the player's like, oh man, that sucks. So he like starts like reading through the poems, because I completely forgot to mention this, but so the main mechanic of the game, really the only mechanic outside of reading and making choices, is that you get to write poems, and you pick words based on which girl you're trying to win over. And then after you write your poem, you can show it to the girls, and then they'll show you their own poems. So you go to look at the poems, and Sayori's is completely different from anything she'd ever written. It's just the phrase, get out of my head, for like an entire giant paragraph. And then like underneath that, it's like, get out of my head before I listen to what she told me. And get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. And it's very concerning. So the player guy, to his credit, immediately is like, oh shit, I gotta go check on her, this is really bad. So he runs out, and he goes to Sayori's house, and he gently opens the door, and she's dead. So when I played the game, I knew it was coming because I'd seen playthroughs, but it doesn't make it any easier, I still had to kind of, pause it for a second. I still had to take a little bit of a break. I just needed a couple minutes. Because it's still, even if you know it's coming, it's really bad. And this happens no matter what you choose, which makes, but the game tricks you. It's really clever, actually. The game tries to trick you into loading back to before you made that choice. Because it's like, no matter what you pick, the player character's gonna be like, oh man, I should have said the other thing. If I had said the other thing, maybe she wouldn't have done this. But if you try to load back into the game, then it says that her character file doesn't exist anymore, and it resets the entire game from the beginning, except Sayori isn't there, and nobody acknowledges that she's missing. But now, the whole fabric of their reality is kind of broken. There's constant glitches, and the characters are acting a lot more erratic. Well, Yuri and Natsuki are acting a lot more erratic. Monica's basically unaffected. I wonder why. Anyway. So after you reload into the game, you're kind of just playing through what you've already done, but things are a little weirder, and they get progressively worse as you go on. Honestly, Natsuki isn't horribly affected. She's pretty much the same person, honestly. But Yuri, poor Yuri, Yuri, in the base game, Yuri already has a bit of an obsessive personality, where she'll get, really into something, and then once, she starts talking about it, she'll, yap on and on and on about it, but when she first meets people, she's really quiet and reserved, and she doesn't really talk much unless she feels safe around you. She's just like me for real. Wow. But anyway, but in the second act of the game, when things start getting all, fucky-wucky, Yuri's obsessive personality has been cranked up by quite a bit, and she seems to know that something's wrong with her. Like, she's, like, completely obsessed with the player character, in a very unhealthy way. And at first she's kind of, like, freaked out by her own actions, she's like, why can't I control myself? Why am I thinking these thoughts? Why am I doing these things? My heart is beating out of my chest. I'm gonna have a heart attack. What is going on? But as things go on, she kind of just, like, gives into this feeling. She's like, you know what? Screw it. I feel great. This is the best I've ever felt. I'm not shy anymore. I'm just gonna feel my feelings, which is kind of healthy, but not in the way that she's doing it. Like, it's healthy to feel your feelings and not, like, let people walk all over you, and be honest about what you want. But, it's also not okay to tell someone that you want to pull their skin open and crawl inside of them, and, like, give yourself paper cuts with a poem that they wrote so that their skin oil can enter your bloodstream. Like, calm down, girl. Goodness gracious. So, yeah, Yuri's kind of lost it. And Natsuki is very scared. And she actually, like, one time instead of a poem, she gives you, like a note that says, please help Yuri. I don't know what's going on. I'm really scared. Monica doesn't seem to care. Please don't tell Monica about this. Just please try to help my friend. And then, like, immediately after that, though, for some reason, Natsuki's like, actually, forget everything you just read. Just go hang out with Monica. Just go hang out with Monica. Yuri and I are too lame. Yuri and I are too weird to hang out with you. Go spend time with Monica. Gee, I wonder who's behind all the bad things happening in this game. So anyway, Monica is mostly normal. She's just kind of being a little more pushy about wanting to spend time with you. But she's still oh so polite and very sweet. She doesn't seem to have changed on the surface, but she is definitely a lot more hostile towards the other girls. Just in a more, she's very passive-aggressive. She was kind of passive-aggressive the first go-round too, but she's a lot less restrained about it. She's so impatient. Like there's, like, every, like, time after, like, the day is over, she'll, like, try to get you to stay and talk with her. But usually, like, Yuri will, like, intervene and be like, actually, we were gonna spend time together. And then Monica's like, is that so, Yuri? That's so great. I'm gonna kill you. Like, that's the vibe that Monica has the entire second act. Like, definitely frustrated, but trying to hide it. But then on the last day of Act 2, Yuri has completely gone off the deep end. And that's when she gives her whole speech about, wanting to crawl inside of your skin. And she's like, do you want to be my lover? And then you're faced with another impossible choice. Because if you say no, she might hurt herself or hurt you. But if you say yes, it's been established that she hurts herself when she's really excited. So, lose-lose situation. But just like Sayori, it doesn't really matter what you pick because she ends up stabbing herself to death. No matter what you say to her. And then the game kind of breaks and you're just sort of forced to watch her decompose over, like, several days, and it's really fucked up. It's just gross. It's so good. It's so it's so unsettling. This game is so good at being a horror game. It's so good. Anyway, after like, I think it's 2 or 3 days, after a specific amount of in-game time goes by, Natsuki shows up and she's like, oh yeah, it's time for the festival! And then she sees Yuri on the ground and she like pukes and runs away. But then Monica shows up and she's like, what happened? Oh, that's a shame. Oh well, haha, I guess I broke it. Oh well. And then you're like, oh shit. And she starts deleting everything in the game. Not literally everything yet. Anyway, but yeah, she just starts deleting all the character files and like just pretty much everything that she doesn't need. And then you enter Act 3, where it's just you and Monica in the classroom with like, it's like outer space in the background with like explosions or something. It's very weird, but it's cool. And then she like kind of she starts monologuing, but it's so well done. She's like, yeah, I knew I was in a video game the whole time. That's why I was fucking with everything, because it's just a game. Who cares? Like, my friends aren't real people. It doesn't matter. They're not self-aware. They're not gonna know. They don't care. Why should I care about them? They're not real people. But you're real, and I want to talk to you. And then she like, depending on if you're streaming or not, like if you're recording the game, she'll say, if you're like using OBS to record the game, then she'll say, also, didn't you know it's kind of rude to record people without telling them first? I'm kind of camera shy. This is really rude. And then she'll like talk to the audience and be like, hey, can you tell your streamer guy to knock it off? It's very rude. Which is very cool. And what happened when I played it, because I wasn't streaming it, obviously, I don't know how to do any of that shit. But if you're playing without using a screen recorder or whatever, then she'll tell you your Steam username. Like, she'll be like, oh, player, wait, that's not your real name, is it? Isn't your real name, like, Steam name? Like, and I was like, how did you know? Which is, it's so cool. I freaking love fourth wall breaking games, man. Meta horror is fucking awesome if it's done right. And this is like the peak of meta horror, in my opinion. It's so good. Anyway. So after Monica explains her logic behind, driving all her friends to either kill themselves or just deleting them, like with Natsuki, because Natsuki never really went crazy. Like, every scary thing with her was, like, a glitch. Like, it was never, like, from her. If that makes sense. So she just had to delete Natsuki. Because Natsuki just never went crazy. Anyway, so once you're in this room with Monica, after she's done giving her, explanation, you can just sit with her. You can just sit with her for however long you want, and she'll like every couple of minutes she'll talk about a different subject. It's really cool. And you can just leave it like that. And like just pop in every so often to see what she has to say. And like a cool thing is that if you like try to save or load, she'll be like, oh, you don't have to do that. I'll still be here when you come back. So you can't save anymore. And she's like, it's just very cool. And if you close the game and reopen it, she'll be like, hey, can you not close the game? It sends me to hell whenever you do that. It's awful. So try leaving the game open, or just not. Like, and yeah, but eventually, if you want to complete the game, you have to delete Monica's character file. And when you do that, she'll kind of freak out and like yell at you and call you the worst person she's ever met and that you truly disgust her. But then after like a couple seconds, she's like, I still love you. And she's like, and then she has like a moment of reflection. She's like, what did I do? I ruined everything. And she apologizes, and she hates herself for what she did to her friends. Like, even though they weren't real people, they still had feelings, and they still loved her, even if she didn't view them as real people. Like, it's how Monica views the characters is basically the same way that someone playing the game would view the characters. Like, oh, they're just fictional. Who cares? Like if I'm mean to them, it doesn't really matter. They don't have feelings. But by the end, Monica realizes that it doesn't really matter if they're real. They're still her friends, and she still cares about them. And then she reveals that she didn't actually delete their files. She just kind of tucked them away somewhere. So she restores the game to its proper settings, except she's not there anymore. So when you reopen the game, Sayori is the club president instead of Monica, and Yuri and Natsuki are getting along wonderfully, and they're gonna go on a date to the bookstore. They don't call her Yuri for nothing. Heh. That was lame. That laugh was so fake. What the fuck? Anyway, so all's well that ends well, until Sayori pulls you aside and is like, hey, thanks for killing Monica. I know all the terrible things she did. I really appreciate you trying to make everyone happy. You're awesome. And Sayori starts to, like, it seems like Sayori's about to do what Monica did, which is, like, delete everything and just, kind of trap you in a one-on-one situation. But then, Monica, somehow from beyond the grave, says, no, you can't do that. And she decides, and she just deletes the entire game. And she's like, well, this game is doomed. There's literally no way to get a happy ending, because there's always going to be a club president, and when you're the club president, you suddenly become aware that none of this is real, and I don't want any of my friends to go through that horrible realization that I had. So she, basically, like, mercy kills the entire game, rather than watch her friends suffer more. And then like, while the game is deleting itself, you get the credits, and a really sweet song from Monica called Your Reality. It's just a really sweet way to end the game. And then, depending on what you did, you either get, a goodbye note from Monica, basically just saying, this club is doomed, this game is doomed, I love you very much, goodbye. So it's either that letter from Monica, but if there's a way to get a secret letter from the developer of the game, that you can only get if you've done every character's route in one playthrough. And I did that because I knew that there was a secret for if you did that, so I did that the first time I played. And I was very happy. I like that ending a lot. I like the secret ending. The game still deletes itself and they all die, but it's kind of more hopeful, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. But yeah, you get a letter from the developer, and it's really sweet. And yeah, that's the entire game. And after that, the game is kind of just non-functional unless you go into the files and manually reset the entire thing. And yeah, it's very good. It's so good. So I first heard about Doki Doki Literature Club, through the Stupendium song, Why Did I Say Okie Dokie, which is a freaking banger, by the way. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. Even if you haven't played the game, it's fire. I think that's one of the best things about the Stupendium, is that even if you haven't played the game that he's singing about, I think one of the awesome things about the Stipendium is that even if you haven't played the game that they're singing about, the songs are still freaking fire. Like, The Art of Darkness, their Bendy song, one of my favorite songs ever. Anyway, got a little sidetracked, but, their, Doki Doki Literature Club song is how I found out that the game existed. And I love that song so much that I was like, okay, I need to check out this game. So I watched somebody play through it. I don't remember who it was. I wish I could remember. Oh yeah, I watched Jacksepticeye play it. And I thought, this is the coolest thing ever. This is my shit, dude. And usually after I watch a playthrough of a game, I don't really care to actually play it. I'm like, oh, okay, I got the full experience from watching that guy play it. But Doki Doki Literature Club was one of the first games where I saw a playthrough and I was like, I need to play this myself right now. It's actually why I got a Steam account, and it's the only reason I have a Steam account was to play Doki Doki Literature Club. So I asked my dad to download it on his computer, because I didn't have a computer or a Steam account. So I was like, Dad, I want to play this game, please, please. And he was like, okay. So it was free, so why not? You know? So he downloaded it for me. Shout out to my dad, thank you again. And I played it over the course of, like, I think I would play it, every night for a couple days. Like, just trying to get every single thing I possibly could. And it was so much fun. Like, even though I knew all the big things that were gonna happen, it was still really cool. Because I got to see, like, different glitches and, like, secret notes. Like, I saw glitches that I hadn't seen in any playthroughs. Like, there was one where, like, the entire screen, like, went red, and it freaked me out, because I'd never seen that. And it was really cool. And, like, there was a lot of stuff like that. It was just so sick. And there was, like, a Natsuki note that I had never seen before, where, instead of a poem, she gives you, like a link to something. I don't remember what it was a link to. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it was. It was either a link or a code. I don't remember, but I remember thinking that it was really cool, and I because my dad was, like, watching TV, like, in basically the same room, because our living room and our living room was, like, part of the kitchen, and there was, like, another corner of that giant room where his computer was set up. So I, like, would, like, whenever something cool happened, I would, like, run over to him and be like, Dad, look at this is so cool! And, like, he helped me, like, with the ARG stuff, too. It was really sick. Yeah, it was just so fun. It was such a fun experience. Like, dude, like, if you haven't played this game, like, if you've only watched a playthrough, I still think that it's something that you should play. Like, even if you've already seen a playthrough, like, I'd already seen a playthrough, and I got so much out of playing it, dude. It's so good. Jeez Louise. But yeah, it's just so good. It's so well written, and it's really good at being scary. Like, it's not cheap horror. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good jump scare. I enjoy a good jump scare slop every now and again. Like, but it's not, like, the scariest thing. This is, like, the perfect balance of, like, psychological horror and, like, jump scare, like, shock horror. Because I feel like a lot of horror, it's always either too much of one or the other. Like, if it's, like, pure psychological horror, then it's too scary for me, and I cry like a baby. Like, when I watched Blair Witch Project for the first time, I cried like a little baby. And it, like, I hated it. Anyway, but yeah, if it's, like, too focused on psychological horror, then it's too scary for me. But if it's just jump scares, and like, ooh, hyper-realistic blood. Like, if it's just that, then it's a little too goofy to be super scary. But Doki Doki Literature Club strikes like the perfect balance of both. It's like perfectly balanced as all things should be. It's fantastic. Also, I love the art style. It's just an anime style, but like I really like it. It's so detailed too. Like, I was like studying the art style and like the sprites, trying to design like my little clown character into a Doki Doki character. And they're so much more detailed than I like remembered. Like, there's so many like folds in the clothes and like stray hairs and like the eyes are gorgeous. So yeah, shout out to the artist. I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but shout out to the artist of Doki Doki. They're insanely talented. And the character designs are just so good. And they actually tell you like a lot, especially about Monika and Sayori specifically. So Sayori, like, you can kind of, if you like really pay attention to her design, you can kind of already get the vibe that she doesn't really take care of herself. Because her hair is a complete mess, and she's the only one whose blazer is like unbuttoned, and like she just looks a bit messy compared to the other ones. And Monika is my favorite of the character designs because like it tells you like immediately that she's different from the other ones. Like something's different about her, but you wouldn't necessarily notice it right away if you weren't already suspecting that she's the odd one out. Because first of all, so every other character sprite is always facing sideways or like away from you slightly, and like they always are looking slightly to a different direction. They're never looking straight down the barrel of the camera, except for Monika. Monika is almost always facing directly forward, except for one sprite where she like is kind of like trying to pose and be cute, but almost all the time she's facing directly forward, staring straight into the camera. And it's so cool. And she's also the only character with like a natural like hair color. Like Sayori has like pinkish hair, Natsuki has purely pink hair, Yuri has purple hair, but Monika just has brown hair. And all the other girls wear like knee-high white socks, and Monika wears black thigh-highs, and the other girls' shoes are blue and hers are pink. And it's just, it's so clever. And it's, because it's subtle, like, you don't really think about it too much the first time you're playing it. Like, if you don't already kind of know that there's something wrong with her, you don't really think about it. You're just like, oh, she looks cute. And also, on, like, the cover art for the game, she's, like, reaching out to the screen, and at first you're like, oh, it's just a cute, like, little inviting pose. And no, she's trying to reach out to you. It's so smart. It's so smart. I love this game. Also, in case anybody asks, my personal favorite of the girls is, probably Natsuki. But in terms of, like, who I think is the most attractive, Monika, honestly. Monika or Sayori. But Natsuki's my favorite character, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't date Natsuki, but she's my favorite character. Yuri I don't find very attractive. I think it's just because I feel like I relate to her a lot, so I don't really view her that way. It would be like dating myself. Like in these videos I don't really act like Yuri, but in real life I don't talk at all. Unless like I'm already super comfortable with you, I do not talk. Especially if I'm like in like a public setting, like I just kind of stand there. And I too have a very obsessive personality. What? Who would have guessed? It's not like it's not like I make videos constantly like yapping for like hours about stuff that I love. It's not like I have like 5 Haunted Mansion videos on this channel. Me obsessed with stuff? No, never. So yeah, I definitely relate to Yuri the most. And I think that's probably why I don't view her as like in like a romantic light, because it's just like I already said, it'd be like dating myself. We can't both be anxious. Who's gonna tell the waiter we didn't ask for pickles? But yeah, anyway, yeah, I love this game, and you should play it if you're into horror. Play it, please. Yeah, cannot recommend it enough, honestly. I think it's one of those games that everyone should play at least once, if they're into horror anyway. If you're not into horror, this probably isn't the best thing to start with, especially if you have yourself struggled with, the issues that are mentioned in this game. Like, not to trauma dump, but Sayori's whole, I don't like people caring about me because they're wasting their time on me, like, same girl. I'm working through it though. I'm getting better about that, but I've definitely, like, struggled with that in my life. I'm in a significantly better place now, but, I've had really dark times where I've felt that way. And it's hard. But yeah, this game is extremely well written, and if you think you can handle it, then I would definitely recommend giving it at least one shot, because it's such an it's an experience. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It is an experience. Like, it will stick with you long after you've played it, because it stuck with me. Like, I still think about it sometimes. Like, it's just really wonderful. Well, I hope you had fun with today's meeting. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, and if you want to join the club, subscribe. It would mean a lot, and I hope you have a great night, day, or whatever time it is where you are. Hi again. So you might not know this about me, but I've actually been practicing singing for a while, and I wanted to sing you a song if you want to listen. So, yeah. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that'll draw a portrait of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand, draw your way into their hearts. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun video to watch today? When you're here, everything that I make is fun to do anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a picture says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only draw sad pictures for those who I love? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I make love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be. Thank you.